So my Tiny Tim tomatoes on my deck here are loaded. And you can see some in there are green and some are red, and that makes it really hard to harvest Tiny Tim tomatoes because the leaves are really compacted together, and there's some more back there, and you can see I need to water this guy already. It takes a lot of water for these plants to get some water. So I'm going to talk about Stolen Time a little more probably. I'm going to talk about Fallout Season 1. This is James's shrimp burgers. And there's James's tomato harvest. I haven't done mine yet, as you can see. But we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to put this one, I think, underneath here too. I don't know how this is going to work out. So, because this isn't normally where we have the dinners, but this is what we're doing today. So I will be harvesting the Tiny Tims a little bit later, and my peatbell row. That's just from James's garden. So when I do the, oh, you're already gonna
this is preview. Well, you know, yeah, we'll talk about it later, but it's preview. So I've been working on this for several days, right?
Yeah,
I'm through page 14.
I've gotten a lot farther. Like I've started on the, I guess Frank Herbert had written the first 3 novels, and then he wrote like another trilogy, 3 afterwards. And so I'm starting on the next 3, right? Yeah. And right away I was like, wow, this is not written well. And the introduction was given by Brian Herbert, which the son.
Presumably.
And well, it is.
You checked it up, okay.
Well, he mentions it in the introduction. So,
oh, there we
and
go.
The introduction is written so poorly. He's talking. He's giving Frank Herbert this, Frank Herbert that, and it's like, okay, do you call him Frank? Maybe you call your dad Frank Herbert, but it seems kind of funny, right? It seems better. There would be a better way to talk about this. So. See if there's a better way to hook these leaves back. I have Dracena that want to be in the camera. So
yeah, I think I see a couple of blue jays.
Oh, you do.
Going through the cherries there.
Yeah,
I don't know if there are many for them. But
well, they have been going through them. Yeah, maybe I should have left more for them.
I was wondering.
I forgot to bring seed from your house again, because I even looked at the seed and I was like, oh, you're not using very much of it, because they'd use it. The blue jays would
they would.
So I could bring it over here. So
I've got a blue jay in my neighborhood, but these ones are a little more tame and stuff like that. They're quite the characters.
So the smoothie recipe for the day does not have any dairy in it. This is a vegan smoothie, even though I've reused this container several times for it.
Do you want me to give a preliminary
You may
assessment?
as well.
It's kind of got different taste going, like coming along at different times, but it has a lot of watermelon in it. It's pretty good.
It does. So you like that one, okay?
I like it plenty fine.
Okay, great. Okay. So it has a few cups of watermelon, like probably 3, like quite a lot of watermelon in this one, and a cup of frozen pitted Evans cherries, and a cup of coconut milk, and then quite a lot, like a quarter cup of flax seeds, ground flax seeds in it, to try to thicken it up.
I think that's what I tasted first.
Really, the flax seeds?
Flax
so you don't care for it that much?
I like it pretty good, but
so this is a Mega Omega.
I like the idea. Yeah, I know.
Smoothie.
You know what Omegas taste like.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing that came through ultimately was the watermelon.
Well, that's good. That's what I was hoping for.
There we go. So, you know, it pays to eat healthily, and you know, if you can make it attractive and stuff like that, then so much the better. So that's what Pauline's done in this case.
So Fallout Season 1. I really enjoyed it. It comes from a video game, and so not all the time.
That's usually the kiss of death.
Not always.
Not here.
I loved watching the Resident Evil movies. They stayed pretty close to the video game. The video game was awesome, and yeah, I thought that was pretty good. So they managed to get some good actors in this, and the story is interesting. It's about So it says 200 years after the apocalypse. It's a there's some luxury fallout shelters, and they're okay. So whatever, the one young woman she's lived her whole life in this fallout shelter, as far as she knows, right? And she loves it there. It's a perfect life. She loves it. But she's going to get married to, it's arranged marriage to somebody from another shelter, and so they invite the people in from the other shelter, and it's a big wedding and whatever, and it turns out that these guys had killed the people in the other shelter, and they're not people from the other shelter. They're just posing as them. They're outsiders from the outside world, right, that have come in. And then they kill a bunch of people there too, and they're really aggressive and whatever. And the people in the shelters, they're not aggressive. They have this perfect life. It's pretty much stayed the same. It looks like a 50s sort of dream American existence, whatever, in their fallout shelters. And outside world, there's a lot of aggressive people killing people, and when the outside people come in, that they bring their violence in. And so yeah, the girls who had gotten married to a bad guy. I mean, she didn't know, right? But she has her marriage, and then she figures out that he's not who he is supposed to be, and anyway, her dad gets kidnapped by some of the guys that have come over, and so she decides she's going after him. She's going out into the outside world. She's going to get her dad back. So that's how this story starts out, and it's about her finding out things in the outside world. And she's young, so really it makes sense that when you're young, you start mistrusting, or at least not taking everything that your parents say as the gospel. You start trying to find your own way and whatever. And you might believe what other people say, even though you don't know them. You haven't known them very long at all. You've known your parents your whole life. Why don't you trust them? But you're a teenager, you don't do that. You don't necessarily do that or a young adult, whatever. And I don't know if she's a teenager at this point, but she's young. She's just getting married. And yeah, so we don't know either. She's trusting people that maybe she shouldn't. But watching it, you believe it. You believe that she would. So they did a good job. The music in this is awesome. I love listening to the music in this. I don't know how you felt about it, James, but the music was back, it's not recent sort of music. It's music that you would expect the people going into the shelters, and this is set so that it's not an apocalypse that is about to be in our world. It's one that happened it's a fictitious history. It's a made-up history. This happened back when they were worried about communism in the United States in a big way, and the atomic bomb, and they had a whole bunch of new worries. So it's back, about 1950, so around that. So you have the music that you would expect these people would have been listening to, that you get to listen to, and it's lovely. So I think they did a really good job making this show that way. Anyway, I don't know really how much more I want to say about it, because it's worth watching. So just watch it. It's worth watching. There are some things in it that, like, the characters that are supposed to, well, I mean, I guess she hasn't had a lot of experience being with the opposite sex, somebody that's not related to her, somebody that she doesn't know that's been a part of her family in this shelter, right? So maybe it's believable that she'd just be like, that she might be attracted to just almost anybody who's not family, right? But that she encounters. But I really don't see maybe it's a fault of the actors, but what can you do? I don't see the chemistry between her and the knight. I guess he's like a knight, right? In shining armor, when it's like a robot sort of armor. I don't feel the chemistry there. I don't see it. It doesn't really work. They're supposed to be maybe interested in each other and whatever. It's not. The actors aren't. They're not. There's no chemistry there. So, and anyway, I suppose there's some other things in here that I'm like, okay, I understand why certain people are still around, 200 years later, given what's happened. But I don't understand all of why are there, anyway, whatever. It's not worth me talking about. You just have to watch it. So, there you go. That's all I really wanted to say about that. And I wanted to mention with Stolen Time that really, the lawyer in this, like I said, she was like a knight coming in with, waving her sword of justice and whatever. And it's like, okay, but I realized when I said that in the last installment of this Dinner and a Movie show, I was being kind of catty or whatever. I was just joking. She's a lawyer, and she's found a way to also make money off of the hardships of other people. She's not a good person. She's making money off of this. This is, anyway, like, there was too much arts and crafts in this, but given that she does art in her spare time, that maybe that makes sense, but the art was bad, and none of it should have been in this. It sucked. So, what else can I say about this show? What else should I say about the show?
Well, I think we covered it pretty well.
Okay.
Going around, I can't stand Lethbridge saying, well, these people of color are subject to racism and they're as bad off as the poor old folks that they're
abusing. That they're abusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't say, oh, they're being abused. No. They're abusing the elderly.
Well, some are.
Yeah, not all.
That was the case with my dad. But was apparently one in particular.
You can try to make excuses for them and say, oh, well, they're overworked and whatever, and they're this and that, they're not educated, they're this or whatever. Make up your excuses as you want to. But it's not just this woman she wouldn't have decided to go after the workers who are abusing the elderly, because where's the money in that? She's not going to get a paycheck that way. So she decided to go after the big corporations, the big bosses. That's why she did it, the way she did it. If there was money to be made in going after the workers who were abusing the elderly people, she would have done that. But there isn't. So she goes after the big bosses. So she's not a hero. She's a vulture. She's a parasite. She's getting a wage. She's making money off of the suffering of these elderly people, just like the corporations that she's getting money from. Really. So, I don't know.
She was actually looking for damages, right?
Well, that's what they're making money off of it. Yes, that's how they're getting settlements, and she gets paid when they get it, when the families get settlements. So
You see, all that does is, like, in the United States.
well, this is in Canada.
Yeah, but in the United States, I'm just going with a similar case.
Okay.
Now,
I may as well do this.
one of the things that makes healthcare so expensive is doctors getting sued. So all these big companies will do is pump up with people like her. This is in Canada. They'll pump up their insurance, and then you see what I'm saying? In order to pay,
you're right.
Losing these sorts of things.
Yep.
So your analysis is spot on.
Yep.
What she should be doing is trying to get legislation in using legal means.
If she cared, but she doesn't.
If she cared,
she's a vulture.
but that's what she should be doing, and trying to make it so that the idiots have to give some level of service for the amount of money that they're charging. So you're absolutely right. She's just a parasite.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. I wanted to be absolutely clear about that. So you go ahead and talk about whatever you were going to talk about. You have June, or you have whatever you want to talk about.
I really can't, because I've started this burger. I've got to finish it up.
So you want me to talk some more? Okay, I just have to find what I've done with the... Oh, I'm really tired. I've been gardening all morning, and I fertilized James's flowers. So that's nice. They're gonna bloom even more for him and the neighbors. But anyway, I have to put these in a different container to weigh, because I zeroed out the scale with this kind of container so that I know how much exactly how many tomatoes I am actually getting in here. And plus, I don't want to be weighing water. There's water in the bottom of this container, so I can't do that.
That's a nice container.
You gave it to me this morning to fill. That's why you're saying it's nice.
I recognize it now. I didn't recognize it at first.
So anyway, yeah, I'm very happy with the tomato harvest this year. It's a very, very good garden. So there we go. And that's another 2 pounds, 1.4 ounces. Uh-oh. And now what do I do?
Which one?
Nothing.
Oh, you don't have something to put in it.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just do this. I didn't have enough containers. I didn't bring enough containers out. There we go. This'll work.
There you go.
Yep. A lot of work, though. I'm very glad to have this wonderful harvest. I'm very thankful for it. But sometimes when I'm tired, I feel like, oh, why do I have all these tomatoes? Okay, so about 4 pounds again. So
cumulative?
Yeah, today. Oh, and I still don't have, it will be a better harvest because I still don't have the Tiny Tims behind me. I'm going to take the water out of this container before I put the other ones back. And I'm just going to do that by turning this upside down because it has holes in the roof.
Yep, but not on the bottom. Look at that.
So there we go. Because I have found that if my tomatoes that I washed are sitting in water, they end up splitting more. And I don't want that. So, there we go.
I suppose if they're subjected to rain or even sprinkling up top, they might split more, right?
Yeah. But we don't normally have problems with splitting with the tomatoes too much. We use the soaker hoses and it works out really nicely. We have beautiful garden.
Generally, the season around here that's where the tomatoes are ripening is pretty dry, and if water is a problem with the splitting, ordinarily around here it wouldn't be as much of a problem as in other places.
Yeah. So while James is talking about whatever he's going to talk about, I'm going to, you'll see me behind here, harvesting some Tiny Tim tomatoes.
Well, folks.
And you see I almost killed this one. I have like 4 green leaves on that one because that one doesn't have drainage in it. And wow, oh wow. Then I'm going to put this in a dirty container then. I have to wash them. Oh, I have water over there. These will be fine. No, I won't. I will weigh them dirty because I don't think they're going to really, they're not going to have much on them.
They're not that dirty.
They're not, yeah, like they're just grown on the deck and nothing's on them. So, uh-oh. See, I knocked one off. That's the problem with the Tiny Tim.
Did it hit the deck? Or? Good.
Fall. There it is. Because they're so close, they're just all together. So many fruit on such little plants, and the leaves are all together, and everything. It's hard to get at them without knocking some off by accident. So then I'll end up with having to ripen some inside, which that's okay, I guess.
Just so long as you got a basement, you can do it.
Well, you don't need a basement. You can just do it in the cupboard.
In a cupboard?
Yep, you can do it in the cupboard.
So the heat doesn't really affect them too much, doesn't rot them? Well, we do that in Sterling, where we had about an acre's worth of land, and a substantial part of that was garden. It was always a big rush. The whole family, basically. That was quite a family. I mean, 9 people all told, 7 kids. And it was always a rush.
Yeah, because they were adopted kids.
There were 3 adopted kids in my family.
Yep.
One of them died quite a while back.
Yeah.
Over 20 years ago.
And then one of your sisters died early too.
She actually slightly predeceased my brother. But again, that was well over 20 years ago. That was back in 2002. Both of them died. Well, she died pretty well on Canada Day. And he died around this time of year. Maybe just a bit before Labor Day. You kind of remember these things. And then I had an older brother who died earlier this year, just a little after my birthday, maybe June the 1st. It's one of the problems with growing old. Everyone starts dying on you. And they have this great thing happen to you. You live a long life, you live longer. My dad lived to be 99 and a half years old. Everyone he knew was basically gone. He stayed at an old folks place, not really an old folks place, for a while. He'd always point out this guy, I'll call him Alec, but won't give his last name. But he was already at that point in time over 100. he still wasn't in a intensive care facility or whatever they call it. Wish my dad had been able to live that long and that independently, but you can't have everything, you know. Like if I'd love to live to be 95 and be able to still walk a dog, stuff like that. Of course.
Oh.
Okay,
Nope.
so what do you have to do?
Nothing.
I was worried the sun was affecting that reading.
Okay, so there's 0.8
Ooh.
ounces for one of those containers. Okay, so that's 1 pound, 0.4 ounces. So, yeah, I have over 5 pounds today.
That's a lot of tomatoes. I'm going to have to start drying them, sun drying them. Can't freeze dry them.
Oh, and I still haven't done the peep roll. And I don't know if there's anything over on James's side. I couldn't reach over. But lots of tomatoes.
I could let you over there.
Yeah, it's
Stuff
cool.
like that. I'm kind of resting my back. When did we do the walk? Monday?
Yeah.
And then
No. Did we?
it was Sunday. Actually.
Sunday.
And then I had a bit of a rest, and then there's something about I had a treatment, so that involves generally about 3 hours of sitting, and that would be great, except I lie down when I read. That's better for the back. And they have these reclining things. They never, my back, of course, is kind of singular to myself. And when you get bone marrow cancer, it depends on what stage you went to. I've got 5 fractured vertebrae. Nothing. I have to have 2 pillows under my head. I'm on a recliner. Then I have to have a pillow on my lap so I can read. I basically read myself to sleep. You know? Like I get the most boring stuff possible, which is stuff in other languages, or even more boring about other languages. Ordinarily, I can stay awake during that sort of stuff, but I take 2 types of things that are kind of drowse-inducing, stuff like that. So, of course, you know, when we're talking about Benadryl or something, maybe some people get a thrill out of it. I don't know. All I do is get a little bit woozy. And its trouble is I'm trying to get ready to go to hospital on a schedule, and then I get woozy and a little bit disoriented. So I say, where did I put whatever? Blah, 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 blah. I already have trouble with that, but it gets worse. And, you know, my balance isn't as good as I'd like it to be. It's probably fairly good for my age, but oh yeah, that woman who's at hospital, the long distance runner, she hasn't been doing long distance running, like marathons. Oh, the last little while, maybe a few months, but she said she did avian ridges.
Oh.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
She's not a spring chicken anymore. I have a hard time guessing her age because she keeps herself in shape.
Yeah.
So I don't want to venture it. But,
Well, we could do it again if you want to.
never, ever, ever. Anything like that, I don't recommend for anyone at any age.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, it's
too risky.
interesting when you get, like, it's just that one part that's, the rest of it's not hard.
So the way
just
to
the
explain
one
it is after you come up from Goat Lake,
Yeah.
heading around, it's kind of like
Oh,
most
it's
people take it
beautiful.
in a
It's like
circle.
a rock garden up there, way up, right? And
So there's a lot of exotic
there's places
plants
for
there.
you to step, and then there's just fall.